Hey guys, we've got quite a few things or new content today on Global. I'm going to be starting with the Exostars boss rush. This is not really the budget guide or anything yet. I'll be doing that probably this weekend. But for now, we're going to get a all mission clear. So complete the quest, no continues, no items, party of 4 or less. Notice there is no turn count mission, so you don't have to quick clear these. Going with a slow team is fine, although this team I'm going to use is probably going to be pretty quick. We're going to use Esther. The rest of the party is kind of whatever, but I mean, it's Esther. We know Esther is strong. So the big thing with these fights are they ambush you with 8,000 AoE fixed damage, and they do it every single turn. So we're going to use Summerfina and Lid to triple cast. They're going to break the boss, heal us with Beach Parasol, and do some mana regen. Aerith is going to quadruple. Actually, yeah, we're going to quadruple. We're going to Shelga, Protectka. We're going to Radiant Prayer. That's primarily a dark resist buff. And we're going to Wish to Save the Planet for a human killer buff. Galoof is going to triple. We're going to Dawn's Light to do a Light Imperil, Sworn Protection to physical cover and general mitigate, and we're going to do Brilliant Blade for light resistance. And then Esther is going to do her usual setup. We're going to Energizing, we're going to Calm, and we're going to Bolting Slice. We're not going to imbue Thunder. These enemies are all weak to Holy Element only. I'm sorry, Holy Element. Some are weak to fire, some are weak to ice, but they're all weak to Holy. So there's the AoE fixed damage. It is reduced by general mitigation, as you saw, and then some physical stuff that we covered. We're going to go ahead and reload Summerfina and Lid and heal the party again. Aerith will do her LB for stats and Holy Imbue. And now we're going to LB Esther, and we're going to LB Galoof with the Lightning Barrage materia. So that should be the end of this guy. It is, kind of expected it. And that's going to be what we're going to do through all the stages. There are going to be some slight differences fight to fight, but that's going to be the primary setup. We're going to set up turn 1 and kill turn 2. So here's this guy. Now, this guy does Mirage. I don't know what turn he does Mirage. We're going to see. There's the ambush. So once again, we're going to use Fid to Deep Sea. This time we're going to Beach Parasol, and instead of mana regen, we're going to Aqua Hunter for an Aqua Killer buff. Aerith is going to do the same thing she did before. We're going to Shelga, Protectka, Radiant Prayer, and Wish to Save the Planet. Galoof is going to do the same thing. We're going to Dawn's Light, Sworn Protection, Brilliant Blade, and Esther will do her stuff. Okay. I think he does Mirage on turn 1. We're going to find out in just a second. Let's see here. Here's the AoE attacks. Light damage. We did resist from... Oh, wow. We did resist from Galoof. We don't have much resist on her. As you can see, the rest of the party is very high light resist. I guess maybe Esther should have had a little bit higher resist, but, you know, she survived, so that's fine. We're good here. Let's go ahead and Beach Parasol and double Deep Sea Swimming. I think the boss doesn't have Mirage yet. Yeah, he doesn't, so we're good. We can go ahead and finish him off now. So we'll go ahead and finish with this. We'll do the LB with Aerith first for that big Holy Imbue and all that. And yeah, he's dead. Okay. And if you don't kill him in 2 turns, it's not a problem. There is no turn limit mission. And we're using Fid and cover and all that and mitigations. So going longer than 2 turns is not a problem. I'm just going 2 turns because, we can. Now this guy does status effects, so you want to be immune if possible. Let's go ahead and break Beach Parasol and Aqua Replenishment. By the way, the first boss, I should mention, the first boss was Human Machine. The second one is Human Aquatic, and this is Human Bird for the killers. So Radiant, Wish, Shelga, Protectka. Esther does the usual. Galoof does the usual. So, didn't do triple. Let's see. We're going to Dawn, Sworn, and Brilliant. Okay. Yeah, so the guys do physical stuff. They also do AoE Dark and AoE Light damage, which is why we're doing Dark Resist with Aerith and Light Resist with Galoof. There's some status effects. I don't think anyone got status. If they did, Fid was wearing Panacea to cure the status effects. In case you got status, as long as you don't get confused, you're fine. But we're like mostly immune, so it didn't really matter. And there we go. There is, as long as it dies. Yeah, it did. Okay, so there's the all mission clear with, you know, Esther and some cheap units. So there it is. I'll show you the gear and all. But I've got Dark Visions or Vision World to do. I've got to get my Dark Rain team prepared and all that. So I got a lot to do today. So I probably won't have the budget run for this today. But I should have it by this weekend at the latest. Maybe tomorrow. Obviously, Esther did everything. And there's our all mission clear on this fight. 3,000 Lapis, always nice to see. Get a Mystery Crystal. And as you can see, there's no turn count limit. So, you know, take your time. Don't worry if your damage is not that high. You know, you'll get there. So let's go ahead and show the gear, and then I will get to the Vision World stuff. So here's the party. So, so we used Esther to deal the road damage and all. I'm going to show piece by piece. So Galoof is passive provoke and full evasion. He's got, we don't really need light or dark resist, honestly, because we do the buffs. But there's his build. I tried to keep it relatively cheap. Now, he is using the Lightning Fast Legend, which allows him to chain with Esther. Make sure he's not dual wielding, but, you know, he wouldn't be anyway. There's just a mana regen card. Yeah, so, you know, the gear is not super important. I gave him status immunity. It does help in the third boss. Esther is obviously, you know, a big boy carry here. She had no resistance to this, so she did get hit pretty hard on the light fight. I guess you could give her a little bit of light resist if you really needed to. But, you know, we survived it okay. So here's the gear we're using. Like, Esther gears for killers pretty easy. So even though it's 4 killers we're gearing for, she geared for them, not a problem. So Human Killer is maxed. Machine Killer is maxed. Actually, it might be Stone. I don't know if it's Stone or Machine, the first boss. It's one of them. Aqua Killer 225 and Avian Killer 300. So yeah, we're basically maxed on all killers except for Bird. We had 225 Bird. Or Aqua, I'm sorry. Summer Fiend and Lid, because they can break and heal. You want someone to heal because of the damage every turn. Also a breaker, so we don't die to the magic attack. She does, you know, a magic break and all. And she does Aqua Killer. Riku's Pouch to cure status is on the last fight in case you're not fully immune. Other than that, just, you know, literally whatever. Some light and dark resist if you're worried about, you know, survival. And then Aerith, she does Holy Amplify, Holy Imbue, Stat Buff, Mitigations on turn 1, Dark Resist on turn 1, and she does Human Killer. So the Wish to Save the Planet is a nice Human and Machine Killer buff, which is good. Although, we do that with Esther too. And then this is a Dark Resist buff, these Light Imbue. So all that on turn 1, and then we do, you know, the Protect Shelga for the mitigations. And that's what she does. So her gear is literally kind of whatever. It's just like she does, you know, all the mitigation stuff. And I should mention Galoof. You know, I think I said it during the fight, but we'll show it again. So Galoof is doing a 120 light in peril because Aerith doesn't in peril. He's also doing a light resist buff. It's only 65%, which is why Esther got hit so hard on the Aqua guy because he does AoE light magic. You know, you can give Esther a little bit of light resist if you need to. So what would be a good piece to swap out for light resist? I guess the Gauntlet's Blink. We could swap this out for, what's a good light resist piece with? I guess the Starlight Coat. There we go. Her attack power barely changed, and now she has 50 light resist. So that plus Galoof's buff would make her completely immune to the turn 3 attack. I'm sorry, the boss number 2 attack. So yeah, there's all missions on the Exostars, and I will see you guys for Vision World soon.